Hey, how you doing? I'm Robert from Master Guitar Academy. Today I want to talk a bit about practicing scales. In this case, the minor pentatonic scale, but really this applies to any scale. So let's look at the E minor pentatonic. We all know this box 1, as we often call it. We have it here too. And that's all fine and dandy, but the problem occurs when you only think in terms of boxes. It makes it really awkward to play freely. Because I see a lot of students, they think about, okay, where's that box for that chord? And then another chord comes by, okay, I need to find that next box somewhere else. And they jump around like this with their hand. And that's really very limiting, because what we all want to do is to play freely, right? Not have to think about scales even, or boxes, just kind of go for the notes that sound good for the chord that we're playing over, right? And so I want to show you how I practice scales, even though I know the minor pentatonic pretty good by now, but still. All right, so let's go back to the minor pentatonic box 1. We have box 2 here. So what we can do then is to take these two boxes and connect them. We can do it up here too. Here's the next box. So when we're practicing, instead of just playing here and then only playing there, and so on, we try to create some lines and ideas just connecting the boxes. So for example, I might be playing, I'm still in that same box. See, now I went back and forth between them. I'm looking for some, not a lick per se, more like a phrase. That might be the phrase, and then something else in relation to that. See, my hand is shifting anytime depending on the idea that I'm trying to play. So think of it as this. It's like a more vocal-like approach. Let's do the third box. It's up here. Now we're covering this much of the fretboard. 3 boxes, 1 scale. So now I can really stretch out more with my ideas. So this is a really good way to practice. Start with 2 and then 3 boxes. I tend to come back to the root note here, E, because I'm going for that minor, E minor sound. So if that is too much information to grasp initially, you can do this only on 2 strings to start with. So here's box 1. Here's box 2. Here are them together. There's a nice little phrase right there. See, now this is the next box. Now we're at the fourth box. So if you played two notes, I mean two strings, see? Shift. See, I hope that makes sense. You connect the boxes by shifting your hand. Right, there's a whole scale right there. So do practice this as you're noodling around on, maybe it's part of your practice routine to try and just be really comfortable with where these notes are. And one thing I want to mention also about this is that sometimes you go in for a kind of a phrase. Da 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 da. Maybe that's my phrase. If I have my hand here, which would be box 3, it is very awkward. Those 3 notes, they're easy to play here. It's the minor third, the root note, and the 5th. You might recognize that. Anyway, if I play it here, it's way, way harder. I wouldn't do that. So, if I'm playing this first, because the way the guitar is tuned, between G and B strings, same as here, it's easier to play. Because my index finger has to move. It's just not very smart to play it that way. So when you're practicing noodling around and looking for phrases along the fretboard, you will learn the hard way, which is the good way a lot of times, that some phrases and some note choices don't work so well in certain spots on the neck. So this is one example of that. I wouldn't play that. I would play maybe. Because it's so much easier here. Or here. Not there. Because of the difficulty. Fingering wise, all right? Another thing you can do is to play, instead of just playing 2 notes per string, which is what happens when you play the box, you can play 2 notes on one string and then 3 notes on the next. And that creates a shift. So 2 notes, 3 notes, 2 notes, and 3 notes. Goes that direction too. Shift, shift, shift. So, shift, shift, shift. And I mean, that's the backdoor pattern I mentioned before. But you can play part of it. I hope that makes sense. And of course, the most important thing perhaps is melody. You have to think about trying to play something that's melodic and sounds good. I mean, I wouldn't just play. You know, that's just a bunch of quick notes, I guess we can call it, up and down the scale. So just take your time, learn this stuff without the backing track at first. You know, take a pause. Find the next spot, shifting. Of course, you can bend as well. Just about shifting when you're looking for the next note, trying to find a good location for it, which means it's not super difficult, like that. And you will know that after practicing this for a while, instinctively, where a good position or where a good location for your hand is on the neck in order to play a certain thing. That, for example, is not good to play like that. That's a much better. Right? I hope that makes sense to you. And then, of course, you can play it in all sorts of random ways too. Like one note on one string, then maybe three, and then one, and so on. You can make it up. Do string skipping. That will reinforce your knowledge of where the notes are on the fretboard. And as you get better with this, you should start applying it to jam tracks. So, you know, you have some groove going. You know, and so on. You know, you come up with little lines and licks, and try to relax a bit and let your idea flow beyond the box, if that makes sense. Instead of just having to stop there. Let your hand move to the next place, or another place on the neck where you can continue the idea. And I guess the final way I would say you can practice knowing where the notes are better is to work up some patterns, like sequence patterns. You can go do 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 do. That's one example. So now I'm taking the same idea, do 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 do, following the notes in this box. I'm playing this exact same thing now, but I'm shifting my hand and I play the next available notes at this position. That's like unlimited amounts of sequence patterns you can come up with. Like you start with one. And so on. After a while, you'll be comfortable in finding those types of phrases, because a pattern like that is a phrase if you do it the right way. So there you have it. That's how I practice scales. And remember, this will apply to any scale, not just the minor pentatonic. It's universal information. All right, thanks for checking this out. That's all for this lesson. Now, if you want to learn more from me, do check out my website, masterguitaracademy.com, where I have tons of lessons in different styles and difficulty levels. And we have a nice community being built there. A lot of people that are part of it, and we all kind of work together and support each other there. I'm sort of the main guy behind it, but there is a lot of information available for people at all levels. So I hope you check it out. All right, thanks so much. I'll see you next time.